Right, we're here. Hello, good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you today, folks? Welcome to July the 9th, 2024. It is Tuesday, and we're here to try to make money in the options market by letting the gamblers take all the risks, giving it to them, saying, "Here, you want to gamble on stock? I'll tell you what, I'll be happy to write some options for you that you can buy off of me. Give me this money. And then just, good luck to you. No problem. This slot machine that I've got going here, man, the casino that I am, what a nice guy. You want another drink? Help yourself. By the way, when are you going back to Baltimore again? Oh, your flight leaves in 3 hours. Oh, that's sorry to lose your business, but I hope you have a good time in the next few hours while you're desperately trying to find a win. But thank you for the cash in the meantime. We might give you some back a little later. Yeah, baby. Option writers are casinos, and option writers go, "You want to gamble on stock? I'm your best friend. You betcha I will let you gamble. Oh, man, will I ever let you gamble? Thank you, sir. May I have another?" If you're a Gold Bagel member of this channel, one of these guys, you already know what all this stuff means behind me. I do a pre-alert show every day for Gold Bagel members. I go on a half an hour before I start this show for just the Gold Bagel members, and from time to time, I'll pull off a suggested trade to say, "Hey, kids, have you thought of this idea? Here's a strategy you might want to employ." Today on good old GameStop. Yes, even at $24.50 a share, wherever we at right now, $24.52, there are trades in them there, Hills, as option writers that you can employ that could make yourself some nice little cash. And for those of you who are trying to quit your day jobs, you need income. You need as much income as humanly possible, as quickly as possible. For some of you, you need to organize your affairs. You have to reorganize your financial situation to be able to walk away from a day job, because a day job right now is a paycheck. The old expression, a paycheck. Who gets a paycheck anymore? I mean, do any of you get a check that you have to take to a bank physically? Those days are all practically over, aren't they? It's just a deposit into your account every week or two. Those of you who get these payments from your employer, you're cash flowing. What does that mean? You're getting the money in, and then you're spending it, and you're living off of the turnover of the capital, and you're just trying to, tread water in an ocean of economic uncertainty. You know that every month you've got to pay a mortgage or a rent. You got to pay a monthly fee to cable company, maybe for internet, or you got to pay a monthly fee to your phone company for your cell phone. You got to pay a monthly fee for car insurance, a car payment, the minimum payments on visas. There are people here, and have been people here since 2021, who have had to make arrangements with their finances before they could quit their day jobs, because they have institutionalized themselves. Literally, they've committed themselves to be a cash flow junkie, and you've got to get off of the cash flow junkie ride. And amazingly and thankfully, many of my viewers have figured out, Bruce, sitting on 500 shares of GameStop or 1,000 shares of GameStop that I've had forever, I had no idea that I could bring enough cash in by just owning this stuff to rearrange my living expenses and change my life completely. And what I'm getting at is, there are people here with the ability to write cash secured puts, or credit spreads, or call options against shares, or what have you, to bring in capital, to then use that capital to pay off carrying debt, like credit card debt, that just is crippling to your cash flow. And all of a sudden people go, Bruce, I never thought it was possible, but you've shown me how to knock off 10 grand of my credit card debt in a real hurry. That is $400 a month. I don't have to come up with any more, because $200 a month is interest on 10 grand. And 200 a month is at least the minimum payment on 10 grand. That's 400 a month after tax money that I have been sending to this outfit or my 2 credit cards or however you've done it. I don't do that anymore. I don't have to do that. My cost of living just went down by 400 after tax dollars. This is important because if I can help you reduce some of your outstanding debts where you can save 400, another couple of hundred here, another couple of hundred here, can I get your cost of living down by 1,000 a month? Now you're not commuting to the office anymore. You're not driving every day back and forth. You're not buying the $5 Starbucks coffee plus a $3 whatever. You're not spending $10, $12 a day on lunch at the cafeteria or at a local fast food restaurant. You do the math and you go, my God, by not working, I am saving $150 a week in gasoline, parking, food, if not $200 a week. That's $800 a month. Then Bruce helped me reorganize my financial scenario. That saved me $500 to $1,000 a month. All of a sudden, you're realizing, you know what, $1,500 a month isn't coming out of my pocket anymore, and that's after tax, none of which is a write-off. My God, it's $2,000 gross that I don't have to pay to be employed. This is where people realize, I can't believe how little money I get to keep just from the expenses of getting to my job. I keep being told by friends and relatives and the human resources department, oh, you're the luckiest person in the world. You make $85,000 a year. You make $100,000 a year. You make $60,000 a year, whatever your career pays you. But then you do the mathematics and you figure out the first third that you generate is deducted at source. The next of that, a huge whack of that comes off the top just to get to the office and back, to be at the office, then to carry the debts you've acquired for the things you've wanted. And you realize, you know, Bruce, there's like $500 left at the end of the month that's for me to spend on whatever else I want to spend on. And you know what I'm supposed to do? I'm supposed to build a rainy day fund. I'm supposed to have $5,000, you know, off to the side, or 2 months or 3 months of my overhead saved as an emergency fund. How many of you got that? How many had that before you found me? Nobody. How many really? Come on, $300,000 earner. Yeah, someone's got $10,000 over there, sure, but they might be spending, you know, $10,000 a month to live, and that's not even 3 months. So some of you out there have figured out, wow, if I take this guy's classes, learn how to write options, I can bring this cash in from these gamblers to organize my finances in a whole different way. Think about the fact that if I quit my day job and eliminate the day job expenses that I've run into that no one ever talks about, all of a sudden my cost of living is way lower. I don't need to generate $85,000 a year in profits from option writing like I made $85,000 a year at work, because the $85,000 I made at work with all the benefits and stuff, you take the deductions off, there was $50,000 left. And that's what I had to, quote, live on, and then take away my first $1,500 a month in expenses that Bruce is helping me eliminate. I'm really able to live on $3,500 a month. And if I'm generating revenue from writing options, and that is considered capital gains and self-employment income, capital gains income, wait a second, I'm not paying 30-40% tax on these deductions. I need to generate, I bet you I can generate $50,000 a year, $55,000 a year in option profits, and have just as much left over after expenses than I have now working full time. And I've never left the house unless I want to. Now, if I obviously can generate $85,000 a year in gross revenues from option premiums, and my taxes on it are 15% or so, $15,000 off the top, that leaves me $70,000. I never had $70,000 net from my $85,000 job. Never would, never could. And if my expenses, raw expenses, are now $3,500 a month, and I'm bringing in $70,000 gross, hey, my expenses are $42,000. I'm bringing in $70,000 net. I am $28,000 ahead. Thank you very much. Yeah, hello. This is just the beginning of the beginning of the beginning. And to generate 85,000 a year in option premiums, that's not a lot of option writing, really, in the big picture of things. And that's what we're trying to get at here. Look, this morning I talked about GameStop, okay? Just let's take a look at it together. Let's talk about GameStop. We're talking about writing cash-secured puts on GameStop. And if you want to write January 2025 expiry, $25 put contract on GameStop, you're going to bring in about $7.30 if you did this trade last night. So it's about $7.30. You put up $2,500, you get $730 back, okay? You got $7,000 in credit card debt, $8,000 in credit card debt, and you're sitting on 1,000 shares of GameStop right now that you've had forever, or a combination of stock in a stock account that's marginable, worth, I don't know, 50 grand or something like that. You could write 10 of these. You could write 10 of these for 25 grand. You need 25 grand to write 10 of these, and you'd bring in 7,300 in cash. You can do whatever you want with that money. It's in your account now, today. 7,300 against your credit card is going to save you 2% a month in interest, which works out to $146 a month, plus a $146 minimum payment you won't have to make anymore. I just saved you $300 a month in after-tax income. I have. You have. You've just done it. If you want to write 30s, you get $3,000 lying around, $30,000 lying around. You can write 10 of these. $1,125 a contract times 10 contracts, $11,250. Knock off a $10,000 credit card bill. Hey, that's $200 interest plus $200 minimum payment. That's $400 a month right now. You're not paying now. For a year, that's $4,800. This is a 6-month contract. This is a 6-month commitment where you're offering to buy GameStop at $25 or $30 a share. Now, the $25 contract, obviously, it's only 50 cents in the money. So $6.80 of this $7.30 is pure time value. You're going to see shrinkage of $6.80 on this contract if the stock stays at $24.50 between now and January of 2025. Of course, I know, you know, if the stock goes down to $20, this contract will be worth $5 book value at the end of its life, and you'll have made a profit of $2.30 a contract. You'll buy it back for $2.30 less, and guess what you're going to do now? You're going to write a June 2025 contract for $7.30 again. You're going to bring in another $7.30. So you're just going to roll it over. If the shares stay at $24.50 or go higher, go over $25, these are worthless. You don't buy them back at all. You keep all $7.30. We know that. Same thing with this $11.25 contract based on the $30 value of the stock. The stock goes down, stock goes up, these go down. We know. If you want to do a cash secured put for 1 month from now, August 16 expiry, it's right here. You can write a $25 contract today that expires in a month, and you can get $370 for it. It's worth 50 cents. That's its value right now, approximately 50 cents. That's all it's worth. The other $320 time. We're talking 30 days, $320 value. You know what that works out to? 10 cents a day of shrinkage, 7 days a week. Every week, this is going to lose 10 cents a day on average. The stock's going to stay at $24.50 range. This sucker is going down to 50 cents on the 16th of August. You can buy this back for 50 cents and keep $320. $320 on a $2,500 investment. It's not a bad return on your money for a month. If you do the math, $320, you need to multiply 3.2 by 4. So 12.8% return for 1 month of your time for $2,500. You got 10 grand, you can write 4 of these. You got 25 grand, you can write 10 of these, $3,700. It all depends. All right, so I also put the 30s out here just for the hell of it. They're at $7.60 a piece, but these are worth $5.50 book value. These are worth 50 cents book value. There's not as much premium as there is in this one. Premium is what it's all about. Grabbing premium from the suckers who are going to lose 10 cents a day to you. Just like in the casino, you don't lose a $100 bill on one spin of a slot machine unless you play a $100 spin slot machine. You're playing a nickel machine and you're throwing $2 in there, 50 pulls before you lose $100. They're going to lose their money at 10 cents a day until it's down to 50 cents or perhaps less. Okay. So you have $2,500. You got $10,000. All right. You can write 1 of these, 4 of these. All right. Let's look at the other trade over here. GameStop, same stock. These are credit put spreads. This is where you buy a $17 contract and sell a $20 contract. This is how this game works. The contracts expire a month from now. August the 16th is when they die. These have 1 month to live. If you buy a $17 put today, it's going to run you around 20 cents. If you sell a $20 put, you're going to get about 85 cents. Again, the market will fluctuate. It's right now $24.50 a share in the pre-market. It's going to cost you $300 to do this position because the difference between this contract and this contract is $3 a share times 100 shares a contract. You buy one, sell one, you need a $300 credit to bring in 65 cents or $65 against $300. All right. Now, go back over here. I talked to you about writing one of these $25 cash secured puts. You need $2,500 to bring in 370. All right, $2,500 versus $300. You can write 8 of these, and you'll need $2,400. So for $2,400, you can write 8 of these positions, which means you'll get $65 times 8, which means in your account, $520. For those of you looking to quit your day job and you're looking to bring in income, as much income as humanly possible, as quickly as possible, look at this little deal. Bringing in $520 against $2,400, that's more than 20% in 1 month. Remember, these die the 16th of August. This is July the 9th. You won't be in this trade until the end of the time of this contract's life. You're going to be out of this trade in about 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. My guess is that you're probably going to score about 45 to 50 cents of this money. So you'll give back $100, $110 of this money and keep the rest. That's called keeping the change. That's how casinos make the big bucks. They take in the full dollar and give fractions of the dollar back. If you have $2,400, you'll bring in $520. If you've got $24,000 lying around, or the ability to generate or borrow on margin $24,000 against a position in your account, you'll bring in 10 times this much money. You'll bring in $5,200. Now, if you keep 4,000 of it in the next month, not a bad little hit against your cash needs, let's say. If you've got credit cards of 10 grand lying around, and you want to eliminate $400 a month in obligations, here's $5,200 of it. Here's half of it. One way to look at it. The other way to look at it is you can write 20 of these instead of 24,000. You got 48 grand lying around. Again, on margin, you can do 20 of these. That's $10,000. That definitely is $400 a month less in expenses. This is a 1 month position. All right. Once you have looked after your, cash outlay problems, you've been able to reduce your credit card obligations. You've been able to eliminate the cost of getting to your job and getting back from your job and buying a coffee or two at your job, eating lunch at your job, having the occasional after work drink with friends that turns into a $20 bill that you got to cough up. You get rid of those habits and those, problems. You've just saved yourself at least $1,000 a month out of your pocket after tax. That plus a $10,000 reduction of your credit card debt, that is $1,400 after tax. You're not wasting anymore, giving away. You're at home. I understand that. You're at home now. Look, you're not out there having a good time with your pals playing darts. But you know what? This $1,400 a month after tax money, you multiply that by 12 in a year, you're talking 16 G's that is now in your pocket, not in someone else's pocket. 16 grand a year. You don't work for 10 years for someone else. You write options for the next 10 years and don't spend $16,000 adjusted for inflation going forward. That will rise. We're talking 160 grand that you're not paying out to people out there. And on top of everything else, if you have $100,000 now in your Roth IRA or your 401k, or you've got 100 grand saved up and it's inside different ETFs and you've put it all with a wealth advisory firm, I know you're paying at least 2% cost to have that happen. That's $2,000 a year you're paying out. as that account rises by 4 or 5% a year, and you keep throwing 4 or 5 grand a year into it, in 10 years, that's a $250,000, $300,000 pot of money. You're going to be paying $6,000 a year in fees every year, minimum. You're already paying 2 grand now, minimum. 10 years from now, between $2,000 and $6,000 in expenses that you're paying out the door, what's that, 20 to 60 grand, plus the 160 grand you're not paying out because you quit your job. Guess what? You're at $200,000+ to you. You're $200,000 richer. You're making your coffee at home. You bought yourself a nice coffee maker, okay? You splurged and you bought yourself a lovely high-end coffee maker in your house. You buy coffee by the pound in bean form, and you grind it yourself. And hey, great. You have a friend over for a coffee. Come on over to the house. Hang out with me. Because you're watching the market and hanging out with Uncle Bruce and the gang every day, and you're not spending this extra cash to get to and from your office and buy these $4 and $5 lattes. Welcome to the party, pal. Why are there so many women watching me today? So many women have figured out, Bruce, you have no idea. You don't talk about this. You ignore us all the time. You don't understand. We are social animals, so we do have our pre-coffee, pre-work coffee, our during the day coffee. We have 2 or 3 of these things. We do go out for lunch. We also go shopping during the day, which is another problem for us because, we got to get out of the office. We go for a walk in our downtown cores where there are stores. We just can't help ourselves. And on top of that, Bruce, for us to get ready to go to work, do you know how much money we spend a month on makeup and on clothing? Guys don't have to pay this kind of money. Women pay way more of their income to go to work and come back from work than guys do. Absolutely. It's absolutely true. And so the impact on females is even more profound. And this is where these kinds of strategies here and being able to stay at home and being able to, you put on makeup maybe twice a week instead of 5 times a week because you're hanging out at the house. You need to be all dolled up to go out to your living room or to your rec room. No, thank you. Congratulations, all of you who have stepped forward and stepped up and moved up to the level where you've said, enough is enough. I am not interested in having other people take care of me anymore. I'm going to take care of myself. It used to be that you took care of yourself if you got a job. That used to be the American way, the Canadian way, the British way, the German way, the French way. Well, in today's world, it's it's a lot different now. You do not need to depend on an employer to make a go of it. If you have any chutzpah, you have the ability to work from home, you have the ability to multitask, watch the stock markets while working from home, doing work from home when it's not market hours, and dedicating time to your market while there are market hours. The world is your oyster. And these kinds of trades right here are the kind of trades you might want to be involved with. Now, you can substitute those symbols, the GameStop symbol, for any stock you want. It doesn't have to be GameStop. It could be AI. It can be Apple. It can be Tesla. It can be NVIDIA. Whatever it is you want to do option writing on, it's up to you. These are GameStop examples because so many of you joined me as GameStoppers way back when, and you can relate to it and understand it. It's all good. These trades here are conservative trades. These trades are where you're saying to the market, you know what? You want to sell me GameStop at $25 a share until August, and you're giving me $370 up front for me to buy stock of GameStop at $25 a share? Okay, yeah, that's $21.30 a share. I'll pay $21.30 a share for GameStop. Over here on the January example, for the next 6 months, you're saying boldly, yeah, I'll give you $17.70 anytime you want to sell me GameStop. Give me $7.30 up front, and I'll give you the remaining money. Not a problem. I'm happy to buy this stock at $25 a share. Absolutely. In the meantime, I'm going to use the $7.30 for what I need. Then if I'm saving 2% a month in interest on this money, this is 15 cents a month in interest per $7.30 per share. 100 shares, $730. I am not paying $15 a month in interest to my bank anymore. $15 a month for the next 6 months, $90. That's a $90 gain on top of that. That's actually what you're doing here. And of course, you're not paying the 2% minimum, the minimum payment, which is equal to your 2% interest either. You've already paid it down. You've already knocked that off. This is a lot of money. This adds up to $1.80 a share more. That makes this $9.10. The power of money in your hand is incredible. People just don't get it. They don't teach this in school. They don't even teach this in college. They go with theoretical derivative crap. Forget all that nonsense. Come down to the bottom line. If you can write 10 of these contracts and haul in $7,300 or $3,700 and knock off 2% a month debt with it, you're richer. It's as simple as that. You're just that much smarter. The very, very wealthy of this country, the top 10% of Canada, the USA, Britain, Germany, you name it, they live off their money. They make their money do all the heavy lifting. And that's what this is right here. And I don't know how many of you are sitting on 5,000 shares of GameStop, because you used to have 1,250 shares, 4-for-1 split. You got 5,000 shares of GameStop. You're never selling it. You don't do anything with it. You're sitting there looking at the stock going, this thing is just sitting there stinking up my account. I gotta make this stock pay me. Well, why don't you get paid cash right now and save a ton of interest in the meantime? It's unforgivable not making your money work for you. What did you get it for? Why did you work your butt off, get the money, get assets, and then let the assets just sit there like a lump? You're not winning. You're losing because you're not making your money work like it should. The very wealthy are using their money to the 100th of 1% degree for perfection and results. And they're living a life you will never get to if you don't get your money working for you in the meantime. So to get out of the middle class and join the upper middle class, and to join the upper middle class and get into the higher upper middle class, and ultimately get into the top, you got to join these people, do what they're doing, and be just as good. You don't have to be better than them. You don't even have to be as good as these guys. If you can be 90% as good managing your money as a billionaire manages theirs, you now have just left 80% of the world behind, all around you. Because you know and I know how many people have you met in your lifetime, deal with every day, every week, every month, that are lazy as hell and just slough it off and just go through the motions. They have bought into the notion and the game plan that they're going to be schleps for the rest of their lives. They're going to work at this job for another 15 years, and then I get my retirement. Then I can then quit and I can retire. I'll get my Social Security, and I've made something of myself. That's the attitude of so many who've given up the hopes and dreams of getting anywhere. Do you want to be that person? I don't think so. That's why you're here. You're not gonna look at this face and say, I'm satisfied. You can't look at this face and say, I'm satisfied. You got to look at this face and be horrified and go, I don't want to look like that guy at my job and be poor. No, you don't want to. You want to look like this guy, be rich. Thank you all for joining me today. How you doing? Welcome to the party, pals. Great to have you around. I hope I'm giving you some inspiration to get you going. Congratulations to those of you who have been taking care and taking advantage of this right here. Where is this? Where is this thingy? The thingy. It's right here. Bingo. Buy 5 classes for the price of 4. The sale is on classes right now until the end of this month. We started this yesterday. People are already emailing me like crazy. You can get any 5 classes of the 17 that I put out there for the price of 4. All you need to do is head over to my PayPal account and make a payment there of $599.99 US funds, and send me an email right here to brucefarmer@hotmail.com and say, hey, Uncle Bruce, I've just sent you $599.99 to PayPal, and I want to I want to get these 5 classes. I've already got number 1 and 2, or 1, 2, 3, and 4. I need 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever you want. Now, if you need 7 classes or 8 classes, but not 5 and not 10, it's okay. Let me know what you need. And what I'll do for you is I will prorate out the cost of your classes so that you get this deal right here that you see scrolling by. Because in effect, what are we talking about? If you take 5 classes and divide that into $599.99, what do you get? $120 a class. Regular price, $150. Now, $120. So you're going to buy 6 of them, 7 of them, 8 of them. I'll get them to you at the same price, $120 a piece. But the 5 for 4 is catchy. 5 for 4. So for some of you, it might be motivational enough for you to go, I'm going to grab 5 of these. I need to get these higher number classes, because he's talking about poor man covered calls. He's talking about cash secured puts. He's talking about credit spread trades. He's talking about rollover strategies. He's talking about the psychology of the market. He's talking about stake bids saving lives. I got to be with the program. Here you go. Knock yourself up. Okay. Thank you all. Those of you yesterday who stood up and went, oh, yeah, oh, man, am I glad this is happening. I've been picking up your classes lately, and I am a believer, Bruce. I am a believer. I have taken class number 1, class number 2. I did exactly what you said. I took those first 2 classes. I then opened up a practice trading account with my brokerage firm, because they offer these free trading accounts, which are live, and I started writing options, just like people here talk about all the time. I started writing options in my practice account, and I'm sitting there going, good God almighty, why am I not doing this with my real money? This is incredible. I can't believe how much cash I can make on this. I know some of you have had trouble and have had issues getting accounts opened up with your brokerage firms. This is not unusual. You've probably noticed, most of you, that your brokerage firms don't contact you and say, hey, I noticed that you have an account with us. Have you thought about writing options? None of these firms ask you for that. They deal with their institutional clients in writing options, because institutional clients write thousands at a time. You're going to write 5 at a time, 15, 30, 60, 20, 7, 1, 2. You're a retail investor. They don't give a crap about you. They're offering you the ability to do it, but they're not going to encourage you to do it because you're not big enough to worry about. This is good news for you, however, because you can write options just like the institutions, and you can take your pound of flesh out of this market as well. I'm talking to you here about bringing in $370 on 1 cash secured put. Do you know when an institutional investor looks at that? He looks at this channel and watches me do that and go, oh, man. This guy's talking to like the noobs. I'm going, yeah, I'm talking to noobs. I'm talking to the newbies. I'm talking to people who are writing 1 contract today, 5 contracts in a couple of months, 50 contracts a year or 2 from now, and are going to make a piss pot of money from their house, from their RV, from vacationing. None of you are going to be paying $1 million a year in rent in downtown Manhattan. You're not going to have a staff of 50 people. You're not going to have to worry about all that crap. No, you're working from home, and all that dough is coming in because you already are paying rent or a mortgage. You're already paying electricity. You're already paying for the internet. You already have one of these. You don't need to spend thousands of dollars in equipment to become an option writer. You need to get the classes under your belt to understand what the hell you're doing. Here they are on sale for you. $599.99 for 5 classes. Remember, you write 2 of these. You have $5,000 lying around. You can write 2 cash secured puts. That's $740. What are we talking about here? $599 to get you 5 classes. Hello, for the rest of your life. Or over here, remember, you got $2,400. You can bring in $520. You got $10,000 lying around. You can multiply that by 4 and bring in $2,080. Kids, you have no excuses to not take the classes. And you are aware, many of you have figured it out. Uncle Bruce, this is so easy. I take the classes, and at the same time, I'm already writing options. I'm already bringing in money while I'm taking your classes. I'm not out any dough. The contract buyers out there, those saps that are buying this stuff, they're paying for my education on how to write options for the rest of my life. Yes, kids, welcome to the party, pal. Men and women, boys and girls, welcome to the show. I'm glad you're here. So many of you can't believe it when you first get here. You can't believe it. You just go, this guy's full of crap. He's just a shill. He's a paid shill. It's all garbage. And then you do it, and you do some of these classes, and you go, that's true. Put and call options do trade. Yes, I'm reading in the Wall Street Journal and the New York Times, and I watch CNBC, and they do talk about how many billions and trillions of dollars are in the options market. And yeah, Roaring Kitty, he was involved in 120,000 call options on GameStop at $20 a share, and he now has 9 million shares instead of 5 million shares. I have to admit that's true. Bruce he's right. But you know what he does is he brings it down to earth, to the one person, to the one trade. And that means I'm talking to, obviously, retail investors. I'm not talking to institutions. They don't need to talk to me. They don't need to listen to a word I say. I am talking to you wherever you are in the position you're in, trying to get you to change your life. Because every day you go to work, every week you go back to the office, every week you're alive, you're out there walking about, going for a burger with your kids, you're going to visit in-laws and relatives, and whatever it is you're doing, you're asking yourself, have I and my husband and I, my wife and I, have we reached a point where we can't go any higher than this? Is this as far as we're going to go? Can we, one, grow from here? And I'm talking financially, of course. Number two, can we hold on to what we've got? Because the world around us is getting harder and harder to stay on top of. The neighborhood in which we live has been rising in value, which is great. The bad news is our property taxes are rising with it. Our wages are not improving like the grocery bills are improving, like the car insurance just went up, like car repairs just went up, budget for the kids' clothing, activities in school, after school. The cost of life has continued to rise on us, and we're not keeping up. Is there something we should be doing to make a change here? Our bosses aren't helping us out. We're not getting the 10% raise every year. We're getting 3%, 4%, 2%, sometimes no percent, because the firms we work for can't cut it. They're not thriving. They're trying to survive. If you're in an organization that's trying to survive, you are in the wrong organization. I am sorry. Unless you're an owner, you have no upside. You only have downside. If you're working for a company that's barely hanging on, you've got an unreliable paycheck at any time that is going to nip you in the back end, and you just don't want to be there. You've got to find an alternative. You need a side gig. Maybe this is the side gig you were looking for. Maybe. Nice to see you here. I'm glad you're here, everybody. Thank you. Thanks for popping in, everybody. Folks have saying hi to me already. Lame Duck is here. John Harpster, Hector, comical name, Richard Carlin. Folks are throwing thumbs ups at me. Thank you for the thumbs ups, everybody. Really appreciate it. George, thanks. James of the Trees, how you doing there, number 10? Sharon is here. Big T, Deep Value. Jan is here. Susan Shops, Happy J. Jason Laws is here. Marie B. Flint Creek. How you doing, guys? And Flint Creek Stag is here. Logan is here. How's it going, guys? Lewis, what's a good option right now? What do you think? Puddin' Pie. Larry Titus is here. Charlie, of course. Ryan. The man. I can't wait until I build my $45 account to make some real noticeable income. Lorraine. The man currently stock writing. Covered calls on my $22.50 cost basis and $21 cash secured puts on the weeklies. Charlie, here's your idea right there. Matt, good morning. I purchased a call option yesterday in the 3 p.m. hour. It stayed in pending until market close and then canceled. Had enough buying power. Used SoFi. Any idea why canceled first time? I have no idea. I can't explain what firms do and what their policies are. Is your account set up for trading options? I honestly do not know. James, option trading is market hours only. Charlie, your limit bid was below market value and your offer was only good for the day. There's an answer there. James, sorry, Matt, haven't had much coffee. Charlie, have you offered to buy? Had you offered to buy at market instead of limit, it would have filled immediately. This is answering people's questions here on what's going on. Thank you all. He got the whiteboard. He's teaching us. Look out. If you use margin, you're going to pay interest. That's true. Again, there are times where it pays to use margin. At times it doesn't. Giddy up. What's with the outstanding shares of Chewy? I don't know what you mean by that. Robert, thumbs up, number unknown for Uncle Bruce. Corinne, number 67. Virginia, I wear scrubs. Forget dressing up. Ryan, I know they have to be more to making money in this market. The man, Uncle Bruce, what do you recommend for building a portfolio the quickest with 4,500 on GameStop? Currently running the wheel with weekly expirations. You might need to have a one-on-one with me. Might be time to do that. Come on, NVIDIA, let's go to 140, says JS. Thank you. Let's go. Ryan, how long is each class, sir? James says about 2 hours each. Hour and a half, 2 hours. 17 of them, so you're talking about 30 to about 40 hours of instruction at least. You can rewatch the classes as many times as you like. Once you've got them, you can rewatch them again and again and again. Worth your time. A white feather, the man changing my focus from building an investment portfolio to building positive monthly cash flow was a game changer for me. Charlie, I'm thinking I'm going to have to change from TD to web. The WeBroker, they have restrictions what kind of put options I can write on GameStop. White feather. Also, I've gotten the best rate of return writing credit spreads. Virginia, I have Charles Schwab's. Looks like I can do it. I can do it, but haven't bit the bullet yet. Lewis, anyone know if Charles Schwab has a practice account? Good question. I think they do, says Virginia. It's called Paper Money. Louis, thank you. Virginia, yes, I was just looking at how the practice account works. Puddin' Pie, is there a brokerage who pays 4+% interest on the cash secured put collateral sitting in my account during the duration of the contract? Charles Schwab pays almost nothing, less than 1%. Puddin' Pie, Charles Schwab has a practice account, definitely. Virginia, if you see your company getting rid of paper management and VPs, get out. Vivash, good morning, Uncle Bruce, and Dumb Money family. Happy Taco Tuesday. Vladdy, number 55. Andre, hi there, and good morning. Louis, can't find paper money on Schwab. Anyone know where's the app? Virginia, got to go do my actual job. Oh, no. Luca, afternoon, everybody. Number 91 here. Papi J, Puddin' Pie, Fidelity pays 5%. Puddin' Pie says, thank you, Papi J. Boeing Tiger, Puddin' Pie, Fidelity pays good interest on put premiums. Puddin' Pie, thank you, Boeing Tiger. The Outdoors Daddy, sitting on 3,500 GameStop shares, selling 15 covered calls a week. In the event it goes on another run, should I be selling more? Yes, you should be selling as many as you possibly can, bring in as much capital as you can, whether you're just going to use that capital to buy more stock and write more options and just keep compounding it. Even if you add 100 a week or 200 shares a week, 1 or 2 contracts more every week. Yeah, baby, let's go. Matt, thank you, everyone, for your responses. Ryan, thanks. False 798 credit spreads to protect explosive upside. Richard Carlin, use Thinkorswim for Schwab. Mr. Premium of the option. Happy Tuesday. Time to fill our pockets. Lorraine, Schwab has a practice account. It's on Thinkorswim. You can take a look at other firms. I know some of you have favorite brokerage firms you like to use. Some of you use Tasty Trade. Some of you use Webull. Some of you use Moo or whatever these other outfits are. I'm not sponsored by any brokerage firm. You may have noticed there is no logo here from any brokerage account. I keep getting approached by these platform outfits. They want me to talk to them about promoting them to get you to use their services. I say, look, guys, if you're a Gold Bagel member of this channel, you have so many advantages over the rest of the world, but one of the other advantages you have is you are a Gold Bagel member, you get to join our Discord group. If you want to be in our Discord chat group so you can talk to each other before, during, or after these live shows, that's the way to go. For some of you, depending on where you live, you're going to need to talk to someone else in your area. And this is why being a member of the Gold Bagel family is so important because you're going to be in the chat group, the Discord group, and you can say, hey, listen, I live in Boston. I live in St. Louis. I live in Spokane, Washington. I live in Austin, Texas. What firms would you guys recommend would be the best to use for options trading? Interest income on my balances, lowest commission rates, best execution strategies, you name it, practice accounts, on and on and on it goes. Send me an email. If you're a Gold Bagel member of this channel, become a Gold Bagel member right freaking now. Send me an email and say, Bruce, I'm a Gold Bagel member. This is my handle, and I would like to join the Discord group. I will then send you some link information that you can get over there and join it. It's well run. I'm not there. I don't run the Discord group. I don't operate it. I have nothing to do with it. It is independently run, independently for you guys, and it is regulated that way. And so you can talk about me all you want. It doesn't matter. There you go. Okay. Thank you. Beach Boy, Uncle Bruce, if I missed it, could you please outline what happens with your travels as far as there will be any changes to the shows? Thank you. No changes expected. The travel's coming up. The hope is that I've already purchased my internet package on my ocean liner, the Queen Mary 2, so that when we cross the Atlantic and we're going around Europe, or around the UK, I should say, we're online. We're online in our hotels, and so I expect to be on the air like normal. It's just different timing for me versus for you guys. And if all works well, we will be on the air as usual. IBI SoFi update, earnings coming out on the 30th of July. That much I do know. Lorraine, both desktop and mobile. Be careful, mobile has incorrect quotes. Lisi, SoFi earnings on 30th of July. That's what we're waiting for. 21 days, 3 weeks. And SoFi speaks. What will they say? Can't wait to hear it. Sure hopeful that it's going to be positive stuff. Do I like the fact the stock is 637? There's only one reason I like it down here. If you haven't got any, if you haven't got enough, here's your moment. Here's your time. Grab this stuff. Other than that, I'm not happy with it down here, but I am very optimistic about the upside of this stock. Anyway, there you go. Welcome all. Not a lurker. Hello, Bruce. Welcome everyone to the show. Nice to have you here. Thanks for joining us. Hope you're finding today's show helpful for you and enlightening and positive and you name it. Thank you again for those of you who stepped into the class sessions and you decided to learn how to write options and how to change your economic life. I know for a fact that many of you are aware that people who've joined this channel and stick around a while, they find that after 3 to 6 months, they can't believe what they used to do in the market and what they do now. They just can't believe how it's changed everything, because you watch many other YouTubers out there who good people, right intentions, positive outlooks, lots of research, lots of motivation, you name it, and you listen to what they're saying, and then you come over here and you're going, this channel does it like George Costanza. It's the opposite. In this channel, they take the money first. They actually take money rather than invest money. And they give a little bit back. Wow. This is a whole new... I've never played the market like that before. Bruce, I'm used to putting up a bunch of money, buying stock, and then selling it for a lot less money. I'm so used to losing. It's the only way I know how the market works. I'm an expert at tax loss creating. I have viewers here who have problems with their taxes because they have to pay them. This is the issue we have around here. There are people around here who are going, I have to pay taxes on all the money I made last year. Dang you, Uncle Bruce. These are the problems that we run into here. It's so foreign to so many of my viewers. What can I say? It be what it be, and I welcome you all to the show. Nice to have you here. I need a wrench to monitor Beach Boy, by the way, says not a lurker. There you go. Thank you all so much. Luca, Beach Boy, for once, the Wednesday prime time would air at a more human time, not like late night for all of us laughing out loud. What can I say? I do the best what I can do. Joe, can I buy the classes without buying a gold bagel? Of course. You don't have to be a gold bagel level to buy classes. You can get the class anytime you want. You just want to buy one class. Go to my website, stockmarketswithbruce.ca. Head over there. You'll find all the classes listed there. There's the address of the website. All 17 are there. You can buy them one at a time, $150 a class. And once you got it, you got it. You can watch as many times as you like. If you want to get 5 for the price of 4, then make this move down here. Head over here to PayPal.com. Bruce Farmer, Traveling with Bruce. That's actually the actual name of my PayPal account. I set this up back in 2017 or something. And you can make the payment there. Send me an email and say, Uncle Bruce, these are the 5 classes I want. I want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to start right now. Some of you will say to me, I want 10. I want the first 10. Here's $5.99 times 2. Here's your $11.98, whatever that is. I'm in for both. I'm in for 10. Some of you will say, I'll take 15 right now. If you want all 17 classes in one shot, your cost is $19.99, something like that. But most people get 5 for the price of 4 when this deal comes up, and they go, I'll start with 5. Yeah, right now. Now, I know what will happen. This happens all the time. I have this deal, 5 for the price of 4, until the end of July. And usually what happens is in the last week of the sale, people come in and say, I've already bought 5, but I'm getting 5 more, or I'm getting 10 more. Because I've already watched these first 5. That's the first thing I got them, and I started watching them right away. 1 class a day, 5 days in a row. I want 10 more right then. Because once you get into this, it can get exciting. Again, is it for everybody? No. Is it the way to go for everybody? No. You'll notice that in my viewership here, there are 269 people here right now. There are not 26,900 people here. There are not 2.6 million people here learning how to take $2,500 and bring $730 in against it right now. Unbelievable. How many millions of people out there have credit card debt and car payment debt and other obligations, like they bought furniture, 3 years ago, and they got a year of furniture payments left for the, it's 3-year-old furniture now. They're still making payments on it. They've got $2,500 left to go. Get rid of a $2,500 loan for furniture. You need to write, how many of these? 4. Or here, 6, 7, or why not, consider this trade over here. $300 gets you 65. Not going to pay a lot of bills with that, but $2,400 brings you $520 for a month. Okay, is your furniture loan $520 a month? Is your loan payment $200 a month for your furniture loan? $2,400 of credit, margin or cash will bring you $520 for 30 days. Okay, so if you keep $400 of this and your payment for furniture is $200, $250, you're making money, and you're going to do this for August, September, October, November, December, January, February, for the rest of your life. Your furniture loan runs out in 5 or 6 months. Then it's all yours. Okay, if that's how you're going to do it. Now, if you want to write 4 times as much, you got 10 grand lying around, you're going to bring in $2,000. You use that $2,000 to get rid of the furniture loan. It's got $1,800 left to go. Here it is. You can have the $1,800. The payment is over. You're now not paying $200, $250 a month for the next several months. Well done. That furniture is bought and paid for. Move on. Yes, here it is. These are quotes from last night. Check them out yourself. If you don't believe me, they're right there. Giddy up, everybody. Let's get going. Thank you. What is with the whiteboard writing? There you go. First owed money on taxes for 2021. Beach Boy, Luca, absolutely, at least until you get that super yacht. And then maybe invite all of us. Nala, leave the wrench, take the cannoli. The man, how much are the one-on-ones? If you want to have a one-on-one with me, your cost is, was it $400 US we schedule an hour. It always takes longer. I don't charge you more than $400. It's 400 US bucks. And you want to sit down with me for an hour. You need to write one of these. Write this one right here and get 370 bucks. Find $30 more. You got an hour of my time. Now it's just me and you. And we're on the air privately. You'll get a copy of our session. I'll send you the recording so that you can rewatch our session again and again. You don't have to frantically write notes while I'm talking. And we will get to the bottom line of what you need. Where are you at? What is your life all about? What's your objective? What's coming up for you in the next month or 2 or 3 or 6 or whatever? What's happened in the last year? You tell me what the situation is. I'll react to you. We'll figure out how to maximize your returns on whatever it is you're going to do. And you want to do option writing on AI or on Tesla or on NVIDIA instead of GameStop? We'll talk about whatever one you want. We'll pull up the option trades together, and we'll look over the trade. We'll look over the quotes, and we'll figure it out, and we'll see what we can do about getting you generating the revenue that you need to take care of your needs. Okay, it'll definitely be worth your $400. I would say so. Hey, Bruce, saying before you close your chat, saying hello. Thank you, just watching. And thank you. I'm thinking of a one-on-one. I want you. I want to know how you save money without having stocks. I mean, you personally, not writing options. You want to talk to me about me? Fair enough. Knock yourself out. But I'm here for you, kids. I'm here to help you get richer. And boy, I love it when I get one-on-ones and I get messages and people tell me, here's what's happened to us since we found your channel. Holy crap, have things changed around here. We are doing everything different than we ever had done before because no investment advisor out there exists anymore to take us down this path. It's just unbelievable, and it's true. It really is. Kids, thank you so much for joining me today. We're getting ready to open up for trading. Are you ready for the action? Are you ready to get going on this thing? I'm excited. I thank you all for being members of this channel. For those of you who are not yet members, I'm begging you, please consider joining this channel as a member. I cannot make a living talking to you every day and living off the advertising from YouTube. With 270 people here, YouTube just does not offer enough return. But then again, there's a reason that YouTube doesn't kick us off the air either. I mean, why is it that we're here every morning, 5 days a week for this channel? The reason is that YouTube gets a percentage of the action. When you become a member of this channel, YouTube gets, I think they get 30% of what you're paying to be a member of this channel. So if you're just a chilling with Uncle Bruce member, the basic level, it's $10 a month. YouTube gets $3 a month. They get 10 cents a day off you. If you become a Gold Bagel member, right up here, all the perks that you get more than make it worth your while. But it's a $25 fee to YouTube. Oh, they get $7.50, which is 25 cents a day, 7 days a week. I get $17.50. So I have to live off of the $17.50 a month that you guys are putting up in here. I cannot live on 5 members, 10 members, 15 members. Who can, right? So this is why you'll probably notice almost all of the financial channels on YouTube now have memberships. They're all offering you a $2, a $5, a $10, a $20, a $50. I saw one guy offering, I think it was $500 a month membership. I have no idea what you get for that. A car? I don't know. In any event, it's either $10 a month or $25 a month here. That's it. Those are the 2 levels. And there are more Gold Bagel members here than regular members. That is a fact, and that happened last December. So that's now been 7 months that the one group exceeded the other group, and it's growing. There are more Gold Bagel members here than Chilling with Uncle Bruce members because of what you get for the $25. Thank you. It's what's keeping me on the air. It's what keeps YouTube keeping me on the air as well. That's how this channel doesn't get kicked off. Because YouTube is going, well, at least the guy's paying for himself with these memberships, because we sure aren't making a lot of money with 280 viewers. That's what I see right now on this guy's channel. Thank you, everybody, for being here. We're opening in a minute, baby. So let's go. Let's go. Cindy B, good morning, Uncle Bruce. Welcome, everybody. We're on member-only chat right now. Thank you, guys, so much for being with me today. Great to have you. Have you seen the poll question? The poll question is up here. It says here, I have paid off debt because of this channel by writing stock options. 174 people so far. Now, 25%, which represents what, about 40, almost 40 people, I guess. Almost, 40-something people. About 40 of you said, yep, I have paid off debt because of this channel. 75% saying, no, I have not paid off debt. Now, there's probably a lot of reasons for that. Number one, you're just rolling your dough into your account to make more money. Your account is purely inside tax-sheltered accounts, and you can't take the money out. You didn't have any debt when you joined me. There's a myriad of reasons as to why. But if you'd like to answer that poll question, I'd love to hear from you. 180 votes are now in. 26% saying, yep, I've paid debt off because of this channel. 74% saying, no, I have not. We have a thumbs up meter going here. We're just opening now for trading, and the thumbs up meter is at 113 thumbs. Thank you all for joining in and being part of the show today. Great to have you. And we now have on that poll question, we're now sitting on 181 votes have come through, and we have 113 thumbs ups. Thank you guys for participating in the show. Larry Titus, as always. Thank you, my man. Hitting the bells. Look at the GameStop, $24.97. We're up 50 cents. We're on the $25 a share. These cash secured puts are dropping in value because their stock is going up. For those of you who have written cash secured puts, you're going, yeah, this stock's gone from like $23 a couple of days ago, last week, and now it's at 25. These cash secured puts I wrote are dropping. They're losing their time premium because I wrote them a few weeks ago. A month ago. This is good stuff. Cash credit spread writers are laughing, going, ha, 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 I love this. The higher the stock goes, the faster these contracts lose everything. This is a wonderful thing. Welcome to the party, pals. We'll see how this market wants to work for us all day today. Thank you for joining me today. Great to have you here. We're down 48 on the Dow as a starter. We've got AI up 15 cents, GameStop at $24.95 to $25. We're on SoFi now at $6.34, down a penny. NVIDIA's up $3.21 to $131.41. Credit spread writers are having a field day here on puts. Well done. Spread, give me 2 years and I'll pay $500 for an Uncle Bruce membership with a rented car as an add-on. How about that, Charlie? And away we go. Spare 2 months, and then my debt on the lawsuit is gone. Way to go, Spare. Richard Carlin, neat, rock and roll, buddy. Here we go. Welcome to the party, pals. Let's see what kind of money you can make today as we get this party started. It's nice to see you here. Appreciate you all joining us. And again, those of you who are in need of 5 for 4 classes, just send me an email. We'll get you set up. Those of you who are having issues trying to find classes you purchased a while ago, you can't find your links, let me know. We'll figure that out for you. And again, any of you want to do a one-on-one, let me know you're interested. We'll try to figure out what day and time works. It depends on where you live, what your schedule is. We'll try to figure that out. Whether it's you and your significant other want to join me together, that would be fine. You and your sister, you and your brother, you and your mom and dad, whatever you like. Let me know. We'll set this up and go from there. All right. Thank you all so much for being here. Snowboarder, I picked up 200 shares of SoFi. I got 4,000 now between all my accounts. I got more than 4,000 shares. Rock and roll snowboarder. I can tell you what's going to happen. When the stock gets to $20 a share, you're going to say, like everybody else, I don't have enough. I never bought enough of this stuff. I should have just bought this stuff. I don't know why I wasn't doing it. I was so cute. I thought I was so smart and so slick that, well, I'll buy it eventually. And I never did. Welcome to the party, pal. It is what it is, what it is, what it is. Anyway, thank you all for popping in and saying hi. 25.05 on the old GameStop. The high of the day, 25.18. Volume of 937,000 shares. Not very active these days compared to a month ago. We'd already be at 5 million shares. Here we are at not even a million. That is the difference at the moment. We've got Tesla at 254, up about 254.70, up about $1.80. We've got Google up 210 a share at 192.58. We have the SPY Spider Index up 135 a share at the moment. Welcome to the party, everybody, and it's great to have you here. I'm glad to see you, and hopefully you will be richer at the end of the day than before the day even started. Giddy on up for sure. We've got now, let's take a look here at this meter. Thumbs up meter showing 125. That's climbing even further. Thank you very much. We now have 189 votes that have now landed on the poll question of the day. The poll question of the day is, I have paid off debt because of this channel by writing stock options. And I have 190 votes now coming through, 191 now. 25% say yep. A quarter of you, I've definitely paid off debt, Bruce, because of this channel. 75%, no, I haven't. And I know the answer is a little generic. It's difficult to break this down, but I know that a good number of you have taken your 401ks, your IRAs, and you're now self-managing these funds. You have dollars inside sheltered tax type accounts, and you can't take the money out. It's for retirement, and you're building your capital for retirement. So you're not, whatever money you make writing options, you can't use it to pay debts. You're using that to just compound the revenue, compound the growth of the retirement fund, and have a larger retirement fund waiting for you on retirement. Totally makes sense. But in this question, it doesn't break it down, and so you had to say, no, everything I'm making, I am compounding, and I'm growing my dollars. For those of you out there who are looking to quit your day jobs, and you are already debt-free, you don't need to worry about paying down outside debts. You just want to replace your paycheck. You started bringing in $2,000 a month, $3,000 a month on option income when you started doing this a few months ago, and now it's running into the $3,500, $4,000 range. You're just leaving it in. You're leaving it in to just write more contracts. And what you're trying to do is get to the point where you write more and more credit spreads or put contracts or call options or deepen the money calls for poor man cover call writing, whatever strategy you're using. You're just trying to write as many more contracts each and every time you do rollovers to get to the point where you will haul in $10,000 in a month, and you break that barrier, and you're going, okay, at $10,000 a month coming in, compared to my paycheck net, I'm going to walk away from that job and do this job at 10+ thousand, because if I can dedicate full-time attention to my assets instead of part-time attention, I can take a $10,000 income stream and grow it to $12,000 to $15,000 a lot faster than if I keep the day job. And now the day job can't compete with what I could generate over here. And now you are becoming the kind of individual that the top 10 percenters are already. You're becoming a 10 percenter, living off of your own assets, not depending on a paycheck to get by. This is a huge step. This is a big freaking deal. It is not taught in school to your kids. It is not shown to you in colleges. There are people out there who are just browbeaten to death that you got to get a job. You got to have a paycheck every 2 weeks. How are you going to get by? Well, you're going to get by, I guess, with a paycheck. You'll get by. But are you going to be successful, be above and beyond successful? Are you going to be comfortable? Are you going to be in a position to retire from the active workforce in your 40s? Or are you going to have to keep pounding away at the steel mill or the coal mine, or wherever it is you work, whatever it is you're doing? I mean, you know what it is you're doing. I don't. Many of you have jobs you like. You like the atmosphere at the office. You like your coworkers. You love the company's philosophy of growing and sharing the wealth with employees. It's all good. There's nothing wrong with any of that. But there's also the opportunity to say, I can go beyond this to be self-employed and I have a lot more time for me and my family. And, when I was single, I gave it all. I put in my 12-hour shifts. Oh, yeah, I worked Saturdays. Oh, yeah. Because my workers were my party animals. We went out after work and had a good time. We went golfing on the weekends. It was work, 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 and party, 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 and just, grow together. But then, as the years went on, Jody got married, so-and-so had a kid, then they had another kid, and these people weren't around here anymore. And now those folks that we used to party with, remember 10 years ago in your 20s and 30s, you used to go out camping with friends and you go to concerts, go to the movies once a week, or go bowling. You don't do that anymore. They can't do that with you anymore, or you can't do that with them anymore, or neither of you are doing it with each other anymore because you're in your 30s now and you're in your 40s now. Now the question is, are you going to keep doing what you're doing for another 20 years and get to retirement, which is what, 55, 58, 62, 66? What is that number? Have you noticed the number shifting lately? Have some of you noticed? Yeah, my mom and dad thought they'd be retired at age 55, 58, and mom and dad are still working in their 60s. And my dad doesn't even talk about retiring. I mean, he's just talking about paying the bills. I'm behind this guy. I'm not too optimistic about my situation. My dad's having a tough time getting to a retirement thing. What's in it for me? Maybe this is the gig for you. Maybe this is the side gig you needed to go to the next level. Again, there it is. Welcome all to the show. I just hope I can help you folks. Doing the best we can with what we have. Thank you, everybody. Uncle Bruce with the reference of the summer of '69 reference. Yes, Jody got married. Oh my! I remember when Jen and I first got together. Jennifer and I first moved in together. We're 21 years old, and my friends were 20, 21. And we went bowling on. I think it was Wednesday nights. We went bowling. Maybe Tuesday nights. Monday nights, Jen and I went to the grocery store. We went grocery shopping on Monday night for the next week. And then Tuesday or Wednesday, we went bowling with our pals. Friday night, this is my last year of college. I went to college all week, full time. And Friday night, I went after school back to my dad's music store, worked until 9 at night, shut the store down. And then Jennifer and I would hop in the Volkswagen that we had, my dad's Volkswagen. We drove to the Memorial Auditorium in Kitchener to catch the Kitchener Rangers play junior hockey. And we would get there just at the end of the first period. And a bunch of my friends would be there. And after the game, we would go out to a Timmy Hortons or a McDonald's and, have a donut and a coffee. And then Saturday night, we would be roller skating. We might be roller skating Saturday night. And Sunday would be the day that Jen and I would have off, because Saturday all day I'm working all day at the music store. Saturday night I'm either playing music or we're going roller skating or going to a movie. Sunday, hanging out at our house, sleeping in, relaxing, and catching up with my mom and dad. Sunday afternoon for Sunday dinner, and my dad had a sauna in the house, and we'd have a sauna. Monday, again, groceries. Tuesday, bowling. Wednesday night was at my parents' place. We would have we'd catch up for dinner, just say hi, and have a sauna. And saunas were Wednesdays and Sundays at my dad's house. Or anytime you wanted, but you had to turn it on yourself. That was our week. That was our schedule. And We'd have family time. We'd have friends time. We'd have alone time for ourselves. None of our friends had kids. They were all living in their own places now, boyfriends and girlfriends. But then it changed. My best friend got married, had a child. Hardly saw him anymore. And it all shifted out. And I remember here in Calgary, arriving here at age 22, and within 5 years, people of my age, who were 26, 27, 28, all had kids, were married now, getting their second kids. They had all kinds of issues, all kinds of. And Jen and I, no kids. We're living in our own life, and we would go to shows, and we were season ticket holders for the Calgary Flames Hockey Club, so we watched the NHL team, and we lived the life of the 20-year-olds, but we were making dinero, and we were both working, and we were apartment dwellers, and that was our life back then. We loved it. We had plenty of time for family and friends, but friends were envious of us and our free time. How much time we had for each other to do what we wanted. We could travel to Las Vegas for a weekend and just enjoy ourselves for 3 days, come back. We didn't have the kids. That was the game plan until Jennifer Jr. showed up when we were 32, and then our lives completely changed. You got to go with the flow. It is what it is. Welcome to the party, pal. Nice to have you all here. If Jody got married. Oh, that's right. Oh, my goodness gracious. Welcome to the party. Welcome to the show. Welcome to where we try to make you some dough. And I hope you're doing okay out there. Woo-wee. I'm noticing on Instagram. I think it's Instagram. There's a little short video that pops up. I watch these short videos, and this one person keeps popping up, and it's a young lady who talks about what life was like in the 1990s and 2000s, and what you don't do anymore today versus what you did in the 1990s. And I get a kick out of it. It's a little time warp thing. And the one episode I saw, it was like a 30-second short, 40-second short, talking about how the family computer, there used to be a desktop computer that the family could use. And mom and dad are watching TV in the living room or the rec room. And during the day, mom is on the computer doing whatever. Dad is on the computer from time to time. And in the evening, the kids are on the computer looking up stuff, and this would be early 90s. Modem dial-up. You remember those days? Modem dial-ups. Oh my gosh. Just another life. Now, kids are on the internet on their phones. Unbelievable. The internet is wireless. It's silent. Kids are doing stuff on telephones that we could not even fathom in the 1990s or 2000s. It's just unbelievable. It is just wild out there. What a world in which we live. I love these references to the 90s and the early 2000s about the kind of snacks we used to eat, what restaurants used to be like. What just doesn't exist anymore. The changes have been unbelievable. And this is, 1990 is 14 years after, or is it 17 years after the last man walked on the moon. The last time an astronaut walked on the moon, I think, was 1973. If I'm not mistaken, 1973 was the last time an astronaut walked on the surface of the moon, and the changes from then to now are unbelievable. It's just insanity. I remember those experiments they had, those lunar experiments that they would set up for the engineers back in NASA, and they would have those fold-out solar panels. They would set those up, and they would aim it at the sun to get the sun's rays on the solar panel so that this experimental machine would work for the next 6 months or a couple of years. Uh, the only the only experiment that mankind left behind on the moon that still works to this very day. Do you have any idea what it is? I believe it was dropped off on Apollo 12, the second moon mission. I think it was that one. It was a mirror. It was a mirror that was aimed at the Earth from the surface of the moon, which allows scientists and astrologists and others to fire a laser beam at the mirror on the surface of the moon and then have the laser beam come back. And the amount of time it takes for the beam to go from here to the moon and back tells the astronomers exactly how far the moon's surface is away from the Earth's surface. And because we think everything is in a perfect circle all the time, the rotation of the moon around our planet and so on, and it's not the case. It's the only experiment that still works because it doesn't require any power. It doesn't require any computer calculations. All you need to know is where on the moon's surface is the mirror that you can point the laser at. And if you watch the TV show The Big Bang Theory, they made an episode about that, a comedic episode where they shot a laser from the roof of their building in New York, or in Los Angeles, I should say, from LA to the moon and back in one of their episodes, proving that mankind did land on the moon because on camera you see the astronauts deploying all these experiments, including the mirror, to allow astronomers to measure the distance of the moon from the surface of the Earth. And there you go. Right there you have it. Fun stuff, everybody. I hope you're having a good time out there this morning. Bringing it back. Charlie, GameStop, trying to get to 25, baby. It sure is. 24.83, 24.75, 25.18 is the high. In that hood right now, only 1.7 million traded on GameStop. Nothing incredible, but it's doing what it's doing. Nazareth, I'm number 63 on the thumbs up meter, Bruce. I haven't told you yet. Slayer, wasn't that episode where Sheldon had an issue with a lost sock on a rooftop or something? I don't even remember. Sharon, I'm number 140 on your thumbs up meter today. 140 thumbs ups have come into you. 277 people are here. Only half the viewers of this channel have bothered to give you a thumbs up. And you're giving them 1969 references, 1973 references. What more do they want? I do the best I can with what I got. Jason, some restaurants will randomly pop up in my head from my childhood. Yesterday, it was the Bonanza Steakhouse. I remember that. It was one of those places where you grab a tray and work your way down the line. I remember the Ponderosa Steakhouse. You would grab the tray, and it would be the cafeteria kind of thing. And the first thing you ran into was you had to grab a plate and your fork and knife, and the knife would be a steak knife, cheap but a steak knife. And then they would have the guys behind the counter grilling up steaks. And you could order from the menu the different steak you wanted as they were just cranking them out in volume. And I think what you did was the first person you ran into, they were offering you sides. So you had you had beans, and you had potato salad, and you had bean salad, and you had coleslaw, and you had cornbread, and you ordered your steak. And as the plate, they would take your plate, or they'd have your plate for you. Maybe they'd have your plate. You just grab your fork and knife, and they'd have your plate. And your plate would slide down the metal counter while you're sliding down. And you get to the end of you get your steak, you get your baked potato, or you get mashed potatoes and gravy, or whatever you want. And then you got to the salad bar, and you could do that. In some of these places, I believe the way it worked was you ordered your steak, and they would give you a little plastic thingy that you put on your tray, and that would be like a blue colored number 1, and that would be a T-bone steak, medium rare, or it would be a red color number 2, shape of a bull, and that would be maybe ribeye or something like that, depending on the kind of steak they had, strip loin and what have you, different prices for each. And then you go to the salad bar and you would load up a plate with the salad bar, and then you go to the pop machine for drinks, and then you go to the cash register. And I remember my dad would herd us along in the corral, be herding along in the corral to get to the cash register, and then he'd pay for the whole thing, and then we'd find a table to sit down at. And the waiters would come by your plate because they would you'd have a table number signed to you, and they would come by with the steaks, and they would come by with the baked potato on it and all of that, and now they would drop those off for you. So you're nibbling away on your salad, and you got your drink, and now here comes the steak, and it's hot, and it just came off the grill, and dig into your steak and whatever you're having. Remember those days, and I think you could buy a full-blown steak dinner, certainly under $10. This would be the 70s, maybe under $6. You would have a steak and salad and potato, baked potato, and a drink and some desserts, and oh yeah, unbelievable. Do you remember the restaurant chain called the Home Food Inn? You remember those, or the there was another buffet restaurant. It was like hometown buffet. Remember those? There have been different versions of those. Jason Ponderosa was great. All you can eat wings. All you can eat wings. Do you remember Roy Rogers? The Roy Rogers chain. Do you remember those? I think it was a forerunner to Arby's, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, the old time. All these restaurants that have come and gone. Chains have come and gone. I remember the first time I had a quarter pounder. I remember the first time I had a Whopper, way back in the 70s. Old Country Buffet. That's right, the Old Country Buffet. And I would have a hankering for that once in a while. I just want to get the deep fried the chicken. Just get the deep fried chicken. Get those thighs and drumsticks, crunchy on the outside, juicy and tender on the inside, and load up on all the stuff from the salad bar. Oh yeah, walking out full. $6.99, $7.99. You remember they used to have those? Do you remember clipping coupons from the newspaper? Do any of you remember that? Newspapers. When is the last time you had a newspaper delivered to your house? Ever? Did any of you ever have newspapers delivered to your house? Do you remember on, Saturdays? All those flyers, and Fridays, all the flyers inside your newspaper. And then, of course, the Sunday paper. If you got the Sunday paper, that thing was, 2 pounds of paper, the poor paper boy. Oh my gosh, you remember those days? Uncle Bruce always is managing to get me hungry. There you go. Remember those days? Oh my gosh. I remember the early days in Vegas when you'd be able to go to a buffet for like $4.99 for dinner, and they would have unlimited shrimp, and they'd have seafood and fried chicken and Salisbury steak with all the gravy you wanted. Prime rib, they would carve the rib. A ham, they'd carve the ham at a buffet for $4.99. You'd have the tray. I think, if I recall, the high-end buffets would be like $6.99 to $9.99, like at Caesar's, and you would have everything on a plate. But if you went to the Circus, your plate was your tray. Do you remember that? And the tray had indentations in it. The big indentation was your meal. Then you had smaller indentations, and one would be for a bun, and another one would be for some salad maybe, and another one would be dessert. Do you remember those days? Oh my! And I tell you, the sign of the beef carver. Remember the beef carvers? Oh my! I remember going to Atlanta for the National PGA Golf Show every year. Was it Atlanta, Bruce? No, it was Orlando. But I'm trying to remember. Yeah, Orlando. And I do recall in Atlanta as well, there was a buffet chain of restaurants down there. It was Old Southern food, like Southern food. So you had Creole, you had fried chicken, you had corn on the cob, and it was delicious. And there was always a lineup at the buffet. There was a lineup to get in, and you paid first, and you got your receipt, and then you got into the lineup, and you grabbed your tray, and your plate, and your knife, and your fork, and your spoon, and down the line you went. And oh my God, the Southern food! You could have the barbecued beef and the ribs, and oh. I can't remember the name of the chain, and I believe it was headquartered in Atlanta. Anybody from that area in Georgia know what I'm talking about? I believe this chain covered Atlanta, Florida, South Carolina, perhaps Alabama, Mississippi. I tell you, it was famous, and I was taken there by a vendor who was at the National Golf Show in Orlando, and they said, "You never been to this place before? Oh, we're going out there tonight. You're coming with us. You're going to eat some quality food." And oh my God, this buffet was to die for. Absolutely phenomenal. Long live the melamine lunch tray. You could eat right off the tray. Oh my gosh. High volume, low margins, but high volume restaurants. My God, yes, I remember those. Remember those days. Nowadays, the only restaurants that still survive as big time buffets in hometowns are like Chinese restaurants, Chinese food restaurants. They're the ones that seem to be able to pull it off. I don't know about that. Golden Corral, Ryan's Steakhouse. You remember those? Jason is laughing. Anybody else remember old time restaurants? Do you remember the Red Barn? Anybody remember the Red Barn fast food restaurant? Those lasted in the early 70s. Those would be like 68, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71. The Red Barn. Burgers and fries, if I recall, all it was. Didn't last much. It reminds me of school lunches. Oh, man, Stephen Butler, when I was a kid, I used to sell newspapers door to door in barracks at the Chanute Air Force Base. How much we made depended on how many newspapers we sold. My first job outside the house. Yeah, a buddy of mine, a young childhood friend of mine, had a paper route back in the day, and this would have been like 1960, 67, 68. And he went on a summer holiday with his family one year, and he asked me if I wanted to do his paper route for him for, I think it was a week. I think it was a 1 week gig. And I did his paper route for 1 week. I joined him the week before for a couple of days to get figured out how to do what to do. And I didn't have to collect money from anyone. It was just that 1 week window where it was just deliver. You don't have to worry about collecting money. And I did his paper route for him for 1 week. Jason says, before my time, by the way, dude, what about RAX roast beef and the old fast food chain that I remember well? And Juan, Red Barn and Farmhouse. Do you remember the Farmhouse chain back in the 80s? Farmhouse. Oh my gosh, way back when. Anyway, I did the paper route for 1 week for this guy. I didn't like it because you had to get up at 5 in the morning and start delivering at 5:30, quarter to 6. He did make money. I have to admit, I don't know if he made $15 a month or $20 a month in 68 as a 12-year-old, 13-year-old, whatever. But wasn't my style. I far more enjoyed working at my dad's music store, dusting guitars, vacuuming the floor, using Windex on the glass counters, keeping the store spick and span, taking out the garbage, and then just watching and listening to the talk between customers and the staff. Because the customers were these long-haired guys who were 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 25 years old. Some of who were draft dodgers, didn't even know what that really meant, to be honest, because I was so young at the time. 12, 13, 14, didn't really click yet. Later I did understand it. Didn't bother me. These guys were Some were Americans, some not. Many of them were just Canadian kids, just wanted to become musicians. It was a most interesting time. A beach boy, years ago, I ate at Red Lobster. I enjoyed it, and the food was well worth the money. Guess they didn't survive my visit. Apparently not. Chapter 11, apparently now. Yep, the restaurants come and go, don't they? Chains have come and gone over the years. Red Barn. I do remember a friend of mine working at the Red Barn, and he was a high school buddy of my buddy. I had a friend of mine who had a friend of his who worked at a Red Barn, and he would tell him, the guy at Red Barn would say to my friend, "Come here, come and see me at about 10 to 9. We close at 9 o'clock or at 8 o'clock. Come over at about 10 minutes to go before we're done for the day. I got a treat for you." And we'd go, okay. And so we'd show up. Now, remember, back in the day, in 1968, I'm 13 years old, we ate at home with home-cooked food. My mom was a hell of a cook. And, we would have whatever we had for a full-blown dinner, and that would be at 6 o'clock until 6:15, 6:30. Now at 8 o'clock, at 9 o'clock at night, my buddy and I go to this fast food restaurant on our bikes. And we get there about 1:45, and he would say to us, "Just sit over there. Just sit over there. I'll call you. I'll call you when we're ready." "Oh, okay." And the restaurant would be slowing down and slowing down and slowing down. And very few customers are showing up at 10 to 9 on a Wednesday night. And he'd call us over to the counter, and he would have a tray. He would put on with all the leftover French fries. These are going in the garbage. We're going to throw them out, or they're yours for 20 cents. We'd have a small order of fries, please, and we'd have this tray of French fries and ketchup and vinegar and salt, and oh man, we'd be chomping these fries because we're riding our bikes, burning calories like you can't believe. Oh my gosh, unbelievable. Luca, frustrating to see SoFi shorted like this. 616 down 19 cents. GameStop 24.55 up a dime. Dow down 148. The Howard Johnson's chain, their restaurants used to have great burgers. I remember. Brian, number 152, good morning. I have to start going to bed early. I slept in and missed the pop this morning. Luckily, it happens every morning on GameStop. What can I say? Welcome to the show so far. NVIDIA up 392 to 132.42. Rocket Lab up 6 cents, 502 a share. Dow is down 158. My buddy, my high school buddy, also knew a young gal that worked at a Dairy Queen, and she would tell him that if you want a really good deal, come to the Dairy Queen 10 minutes before we close. And so he'd find out what night of the week she was working to close out the location. Little tiny strip mall was this Dairy Queen, and we'd get there at 10 to 9 on our bikes. And she would say, what kind of sundae would you like? Because the ice cream machines, had those pull-down handles, and the soft serve would come out. They had to be emptied out. At 9 o'clock, the store's closed. And now they empty out what's left in the machine and dump it. And they got to clean the machine now. They got to take it apart and clean all the unit. The entire unit had to be spotless. And then overnight it would dry out. The next morning, the next group of employees would come in and restart the machine by reassembling it, making sure it's spotless, to then include get the ice cream stuff in there and get it frozen up. And so every night, this ice cream machine had to be shut down. And I can tell you, the employees of DQ, after a few weeks of working there, are not interested in eating the ice cream at the end of the night. They have been serving ice cream all shift. They've had enough, thank you. And so my buddy and I would come up there, and she'd say, would you like to order a small sundae, sir? I'd say, oh, yes, I'd love to order a small sundae, please. Oh, and what type of topping would you like? And my buddy would say, I would like a strawberry, please. And I would say, I would like hot fudge. Oh, okay, sir. And there'd be nobody in the restaurant. They've already locked the front door at 5 to 9. And we're in there, and she grabs the big cup, the super extra large cup. I just paid a dime for a small. I get a super extra, and she is just pouring the ice cream in this thing. He's got one, I've got one, and then she's pouring the strawberry topping to the top of the cup and pumping the hot chocolate fudge to the rim and on a tray. And we're carrying this tray very carefully to one of the tables to sit down and enjoy this ice cream treat at 9 o'clock at night. Can you imagine the sleep I had? The comfortable, restful sleep I had from 11 at night until 8 in the morning to go to high school the next day, having just devoured a super extra large, grotesque serving of ice cream, soft ice cream, and chocolate, hot fudge sauce that I am eating as fast as I can because it's melting the ice cream, which is going to overflow the container. So I am just chomping this thing. My buddy is chomping his strawberry. The gal behind the counter, she's just smiling, just so happy to make her friends happy. Unbelievable. Those were days when, as a 16-year-old, 15-year-old, 16, 17-year-old, you could do that. You can't do that anymore. Not as an adult. That's impossible. The owner of that DQ actually didn't mind that she was doing this because we got to throw this stuff out. They would have ice cream down to 1/4 of the machine at the very end of the night, as little as possible, because you didn't want to throw out very much of it. And so to just throw these two guys a bone, a big deal. So much fun. Those were days with a huge sugar hit. You could sure sleep well. Oh my God. I can tell you that ride back on my 10-speed, riding back to my home from this place would be like a 4-mile ride or a 3-mile ride. No problem at all. I had energy to burn. And my friend and I would be up until 11 at night. Of course, we had our curfews, but after age 16, my dad would just say to me, "You know when it's a reasonable time to be home, and as long as you're coming home and not making a lot of noise, you're not going to get Mom and I upset at you. But if you get brought home in a cop car, there's going to be a problem." And so, never a problem. It was always good. Jason, totally worth it. Totally worth it. Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, my God. 10-cent extra large sundae from DQ, where the regular price was $1. French fries for 10 or 20 cents, regular price 50 cents. Hey, that's a lot of money back then. That's when quarters were made of silver, Those are the old days. 1966, 67 quarters were made with silver. Oh, my gosh. A Dairy Queen might be why I am diabetic. We had another friend of ours who worked at a pizza parlor. And I tell you, my buddy, my high school buddy, had all of his friends. He knew all of these friends that worked at restaurants. And he got to know them, and they would tell him, "Oh, you want a real deal for a pizza? Come on over to the pizza place." So this would be like a Friday night, and they'd be open until 1 in the morning. So he'd say, "Come on over here around 12:30, 1:45, just as we're finishing up. I'll make you an extra large pizza for like $2 because we got to get rid of the ingredients." Well, holy crap! We went to this little family, independently run pizza joint, and our buddy behind the counter, he was already 250 pounds, and at that time, that was massive. And we're like 17, 18, and again, we're just riding our bikes over there, and he's making us an extra large everything pizza. He said, "We're not taking any more orders. We're closed." And so all these ingredients, either throw them away or pack them up and put them in the fridge. But There's so little left. We're just going to make a super big pizza for you. Oh, goody. So here comes it. They're spreading out this gigantic pizza and the tomato sauce on top. And here we go with ham and salami and pepperoni, ham and bacon and onions and green peppers and all the ingredients. This pizza was this thick. It was gigantic. It was all toppings in the oven. And he'd check it every couple of minutes, and eventually he pulled it out. Cheese on top of cheese. I could not believe how much cheese was bubbling on the top, like boiling. The cheese was boiling on top of this pizza. There we go. All right, we're all done. That'll be $2, please. So now we have this massive stainless steel tray with this gigantic pizza on it. And we're just eating the pizza off the tray. And we're pulling the slice off, and the slice is falling off because it's so heavy and is so wet because of all the grease and juices and oh my God. Get a fork and knife and try to eat this thing. We finished this thing. My buddy and I finished this extra large, 1.5-inch thick monster at 1 in the morning on a Friday night. All right, I'd take the bikes for a ride. Oh my goodness. Trying to figure out where the girls are hanging out. If any of the girls are still out, where are they? Maybe they're over at the so-and-so burger joint, or maybe they're over here. I know a friend of mine who's got a party tonight. Let's go to that guy's party and pop in and say hi. Oh my God, what we could do. We get home at 2:30 in the morning, and then I'd get up at 8:30 in the morning or 8 o'clock in the morning to get my dad's music store at 9, open it up, and be ready to work all day. Oh my gosh. I didn't need breakfast, I'll tell you that. I didn't need breakfast. Oh, goodness gracious. Lizzie, Uncle Bruce, you must be looking forward to sampling the cruise buffet and other eateries on board. Oh, my God. Jason, this must be an Uncle Bruce crossover channel answering cruise questions. Mark, I worked at Dairy Queen, and I made a burger and ate a burger. That was a great time. Oh, those were good days. Jason, so every burger you made, you ate? Splair, Jason, sounds like a challenge. I remember those were the char-broiled burgers. They were tasty, really good. DQ burgers, even today. Char-broiled burgers. Oh, yeah. Very good. Yes, indeed. Oh, my. Those are the days, kid. Those are the days, you guys. Down 180 points on the Dow. AI down 63 cents at 29.27. We're going negative. GameStop down 6 cents, 24.39. We got SoFi at 6.18, down 17 cents, low of the day on SoFi, 6.15 a share. Of course, with the lower prices on GameStop, which you know what that means on these guys. These 25s just went up in price. These 25s are more expensive. You can get even more money for them. So if you want to write a $25 August 16 put contract, you might get a bit more than 370 like we were thinking of this morning. So there's a nice little deal. Mark says, oh, yes, I did. I ate them all, baby. I ate them. Jason, I remember how proud my dad was of me when I finally was able to finish a Whopper. Simpler times. The kid can eat his own Whopper. Oh, yeah, giddy up for sure. Oh, my. NVIDIA is up 525 to 133.45. Put credit spreads are certainly doing well there. A Rocket Lab 498.5. Matterport 415. Nothing on Smart Red, no change. We're up another 27.66 on SMCI Supermicro, $927 a share. Adobe down $8.76. Uber's up 34. Apple's up 145. Tesla's up 492. Enphase down $2. Netflix up 559. AMD down $1.37 to 177.32. We got Unity down 57 cents. Google's up $1.24, and Moderna's up 19 cents. Cisco down 32. Pfizer is off 60 cents. Microsoft down 226. We got IBM down $1.12. HPQ down 12 cents. Amazon up 79 cents. Home Depot down 277. Manic Semiconductors up 254. Goldman down 227. Boeing down $1.03. Facebook Meta Platforms is up 479. Target down 22 cents. JP Morgan up 63 cents. Costco is up $10 to $891 a share, which is $5 away from the all-time high of Costco. Walmart, $70.09, up 41 cents. Disney's down 92. American Airlines up a couple of cents. AMC down a dime. DraftKings down 30. Royal Caribbean down 12 centinos to 160.71. There you have it. 191 loss on the Dow. For me, it was a challenge to eat a Big Mac back in those simpler times. I think with 11 or 12, I was first time able to bite into the darn thing. Brian, looks like I missed some class action this morning on the whiteboard. I will need to rewind. If you're a Gold Bagel member, you can rewind as well and watch what we were talking about behind you, or behind me there. Brian, remember, if you didn't rewind, they would charge you like $2 at the video when you returned it. You remember that? I remember the 99-cent charge they would add on to you. You didn't rewind 5-year videos. That's $4.95. We want those videos rewound. We don't want to have to get them back, rewind them, and put them out there. At least you could do is rewind the video. I mean, come on, man. That's one of the great things about DVDs. You didn't need to rewind them anymore. Be kind, rewind. You remember those stickers? Be kind, rewind stickers on the tapes themselves? Oh my gosh. Do you ever remember those original laser disc players? You remember Sony came out with laser disc players? They were like 14, they were the size of a pizza. They were like an album, a record album, and they would go onto a machine and they would read the movie in a laser disc. They were saying a much better quality of picture on your television. The problem was it was your television that was garbage. Remember, we had the tube televisions, and we're trying to watch laser disc videos. Not that many of us had those on tube TVs. Not a very good quality photo. Oh, the days and days and days. Luca, hey, I got to go, and I'm looking forward to our one-on-one. Yes, sir, I am too. Today is our one-on-one session. Looking forward to it. Oh, the days gone by that aren't here anymore. So many kids never had the pleasure of going into a Blockbuster. They closed in the early 2000s. How many people are 15 years old? They were not even born yet when they died off. I hadn't been born yet. Oh, the excitement of coming into a Blockbuster on a Friday afternoon, Friday night after work, coming in to see all the new releases. They came out Thursday night. We could see what was available on tape or on DVD this weekend. What can we watch? Oh, that movie just came out 3 months ago. Oh, this is great. Are there any left? Oh, man. Yes, there was a time when you didn't rewind it. You were unkind. Brian, GameStop down 80 cents just like that. Boom! GameStop. We're down at $24.29 right now on GameStop. The low of the day, $24.21. Down 16 on the day after being up at $25.18. A $1 shot, which means puts are much more valuable to write. It's fun to watch GameStop, the most volatile stock in the market. There you go, kids. Opportunity knocks from time to time. Sometimes credit spreads are great time to write credit spreads right now. Maybe a good time to write a cash secured put. Maybe time to buy back calls you've written last week. Hey, stock moves. So do option writers. Stock doesn't move. Options shrink anyway. Thank you very much, option writers. Well done, option writers. We're up $4, $4.20 on Tesla. 257 going for a 10th day in a row of gains on Tesla. 10 straight days of gains. Unbelievable. Thank you to those of you who are hitting the thumbs up button for us. We're now hitting 156 thumbs ups now. Thank you all. Another 20 or so have just come in. Thank you very much. Running higher on the thumbs up meter. Our poll question of the day is out here. There are 243 responses now. I have paid off debt because of this channel by writing stock options. I have learned how to write stock options because of this channel, and I've paid off some debt because of this. 26%, 25%, 24%, roughly a quarter of you saying, yeah, I've knocked off debt because of this channel. 243, that means 60 plus. 60 people have knocked off debts 60 viewers who've taken the poll question have said yeah. 76% saying no, I haven't. Maybe you didn't have any debt. Or maybe you do have debt, but your funds that you're using, the accounts you're using to write options, are inside tax accounts. Makes sense to me. Some of you, no, I'm not paying off debt with my option premiums, Bruce. I am just compounding my returns by writing options to write more options. I am building my option writing capacity here so that when I get to the point where I can bring in 5 or 10 or 15 grand in a week or two, then I'm going to start knocking off debts. It's going to make the difference. That's what I want to do. I want to get to the point where I don't work anymore, and now I'm doing a combination of living off my option income, knocking off my debts at the same time, and still growing my account, because my game plan is to reach 30,000 a month of revenue plus doing option writing. Well done, you guys. Here's a Deep Value saying somebody wants 23,000 shares of GameStop at 24 bucks. What a nice guy. Somebody's trying to buy that many shares, but the stock's trading at 24.30 and not down to 24. Interesting. There's a big buyer out there trying to and wanting to buy a bunch of paper, I guess. Interesting. I suppose that's what it is. I'm not sure. $24 a share. There's a buyer. Yeah, there sure is a buyer indicated there. There's not much for sale from 24.30 up to about $26. Very little offered, like $5,000 for sale. But there's 50,000 wanted between here all the way down to like 22.50. There's 50,000 wanted. Much more buy interest than sell interest. But we are down 20 cents on the session. The low of the day, 24.21. We're trading at 24.25, 26 right now. But to run up here to 24.50 would take nothing. I mean, nothing would move it to there. So we'll see how long this lasts. 3.3 million traded, and we'll see if any more market sell orders come in, or are we just going to pop right through to a higher level. At 24 bucks, there's a buyer of significant amount of stock. Yeah, well, there's 1,200 wanted at 24.20. There's 2,200 wanted at 24.05. And then there's this buyer at 24, apparently. Interesting. Splair, Deep Value. Are you the nice guy? Brian, I remember going into Blockbuster. You could try out the new video game systems, and behind them were cases of those systems. You could rent them. We rented Sega Saturn and Panzer Dragon. Oh, man. Days gone by. Splair, someone should start a little bit hot 8-quart and buy it with me together. Brian, that was 1995-96. The good old days. 30 years ago. We were in our 30s in those days, and the new kids, the 15-year-olds, the 20-year-olds, the 12-year-olds, where mom and dad would come in with those 10 and 12 and 13-year-olds, and those systems would be there. Oh, yeah, take those home. You'd have a birthday party on Saturday for a bunch of the neighborhood kids. You'd bring those babies home, have one in the rec room downstairs, one in the living room upstairs, up to 2 TVs. Kids would be quiet. They wouldn't be tearing up the house. They'd be busy playing video games. Oh, yeah. Talk about turning your kids into zombies. That's how we did it. Wow. 24.33 right now on GameStop. Low of the day, 24.21. And still a huge imbalance between what is wanted and what's offered on GameStop right now. Oh, yes, the good old days, Brian. The 90s. Oh, baby, the 90s. Remember Y2K? Oh, my God, Y2K. Predictions of Armageddon. Soon as it becomes the year 2000, every computer in the world will crash. All the atomic power plants will crash. Hydro plants, power companies, water companies, sewage companies, every computer in every house will crash because of Y2K. Oh, it was going to be Armageddon. Oh, unbelievable. What can I say? Shoney's Golden Corral, Shoney's. I think Shoney's was the name of the buffet from Atlanta. Shoney's. Anybody can confirm that? Brian, I assume that would be the most people on this channel not paying off debt, but pumping it all back to compound. That is what I am doing. I actually took out a loan to make more money, and that is a good plan too. There are people here who have taken loans against their 401ks. They borrowed 40 grand. They paid 15 grand in debt off, which just eliminated 300 in interest and minimum payments requirement, and put the rest of it to work writing options and bringing capital in to pay the loan off and grow the account even faster. Yeah, getting closer to leaving the day job behind. Bobby, Jumbo Video is better than Blockbuster. Jumbo gave free popcorn as you strolled the store. I swear, Alberto, wasn't he here yet? Probably that's rather one of them for sure. Where is Alberto? 24.24 on the GameStop shares with a low of 24.21. 3.4 million traded with a big buyer at $24 in the wings waiting. You want to hit me with stock? I'll take stock. I'll take a bunch of it. Not getting it. 24, 25, 26 here, 28. There's 50 offered at 24.29, 50 at 24.32, 280 at 24.35. There's a 1,400 at 24.26, 1,100 at 24.37, 1,050 at 24.40. That would mean the market would be green at that price. We could be turning the corner any time to go back green again on SoFi. Shoney's all-you-can-eat breakfast was the best. Shoney's. I can imagine that you would be able to get waffles, pancakes. Would you get cornbread? Would you be able to get, of course, all the eggs you can imagine, but jumbo waffles? What else could you get at Shoney's? Could you get of course, bacon and ham. Oh, gosh, can you imagine? Shoney's would have been great. Brian, SoFi is heavily shorted because even this low stock price, the option premiums are pretty good, especially the puts. You know that. Deep value, Brian, exactly. That's exactly what's going on here. SoFi 616, down 19 cents on SoFi. The low of the day 615, 17 million traded here in about an hour. It's active, but it's cheap. It's actively cheap. What can I say? Anyone selling this, you got to be out of your mind. My stomach is likely full now, so swear. You're killing me with this bagel time. There you go. Oh my. Shoney's. Could you have had would they have had Salisbury steak for breakfast at Shoney's? Would they have had? I don't know if they would have had steak, but would they have had? I would imagine bacon, pork sausages, maybe beef sausages. What else? What else would you have had at Shoney's apart from pancakes? Different kinds of pancakes. Blueberry pancakes, buttermilk pancakes, medallion size waffles, Belgian waffles, toppings. Oh my God, can you imagine the toppings on the pancakes and the waffles at Shoney's? Oh geez, of course, home fried potatoes, shredded potatoes. I love shredded potatoes, deep fried, crispy shredded potatoes. Oh, I love that stuff. Ooh, that would be so good. 24.31 on your GameStop right now. 255.50 on Tesla, up 260 a share. Oh boy, bacon. Oh, Mark, bacon, Bruce. Oh, you're saying the magic word. Oh, bacon. Everything's better with bacon. I love the scrambled egg where they mix in bacon bits and they mix in shallots like green onion, super thinly sliced and fried in butter, and then mixed into the scrambled eggs with the bacon. Oh, God. Otherwise, just get the regular scrambled eggs with nothing, and then get some pork sausages. And on your plate, slice it into slim slivers of dime size, and mix it in with your scrambled eggs. Oh, yeah. Hello, Splair. Can someone order for this homeless Canadian some food via Uber? I get the feeling Jen is far away from him today. He's all alone. He's getting hungry out there. I notice I'm on the air over 2 hours, which means it's time to go. I've got bagels waiting for me. Brian, GameStop should just go to 23 now. I'll just buy 50 more shares. Thank you very much. Give me the stock. I'll take it. Giddy up, kids. 24.32 on the GameStop here. It's not going down to 24. They've got a big buyer trying to get in, and he can't get any. That's not going there. That buyer's going to have to step up the buys. Maybe it's going back to 24.50. It's only down 13 cents on 3.5 million volume. What can I tell you? It is what it is. Thank you all so very much. Well, there it is, kids. I got to get going. Let's take one more look at the thumbs up meter and that poll question I made today. We have 164 thumbs up. We need 34 measly thumbs ups to get to the magic 200 number that I crave every day on this channel. If any of you can hit the thumbs up button, having a memory lane here, memory lane memories. If you love talking about buffets and good food and the old days, hit that thumbs up button for me. Get me to 200, especially you rerunners out there. I know you can do it for us. We'll get to 200 from the rerunners, but the livers, welcome all to the show. There are right now 185 watching, 182 watching. We only need 36 thumbs ups from you guys. Come on. Thank you for hitting the poll question. 252 responses now. That means 62 of you say I have paid off debt because of this channel by writing stock options. Thank you, Uncle Bruce. Well done, everybody. Appreciate that. 75% saying, no, I'm not paying off debt. I am rolling this money. I am growing my account. I am writing more options each and every week, each and every month. I am getting a step closer, another step closer, another step closer to walking away from my day job. Thank you. Those of you who are picking up classes, don't forget you can get 5 for the price of 4 for $599.99. Save yourself a little bit of money there. It's $150 off right there. Minimum 5 classes, you'll save $150. Just go to my website, pick up the classes right there, and send me an email and just say, hey, Uncle Bruce, here's my email right there. I just picked up 5 for 4, sent your money over to PayPal. Here are the 5 classes I would like. If any of you need help with how to put this order in, just send me an email. We'll get you set up. We'll get you figured out. All right, everybody. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. Thank you. You know, Bruce, I don't understand why you just go to the kitchen and get some food. Zed, 105. Brian, Zed, think you are behind here. John, thanks, everybody. Splair. All right, just in case I wish everybody here a relaxed day. We'll see you in the morning. Brian, NVIDIA, just hit 133. How does it keep going up? There's more buyers and sellers making cash secured or making credit spreads, put credit spreads. Easy money on NVIDIA. Absolutely. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed the show. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Stay cool out there. It's warm out there in various parts of this world. Take care. Richard Carlin, neat. Stephen Butler, neat. Don't forget that. Thank you, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow, Wednesday for sure. And we'll be here tomorrow during the morning. And don't forget tomorrow night, Primetime Live for Gold Bagel members tomorrow night. Become a Gold Bagel member. Don't be a loser. Become a winner. Thank you again, everybody. Have a great rest of your day. We'll talk to you next time. Spare, thanks. Deep Value, thank you. Take care, guys. See you later. Bye for now.